Okay, Gemini. So, if you saw the spirit messages, I said that I wanted to do something that can help us move or transition into 2020 more smoothly. So, I decided to do the Tough Shit series, which is using the Tough Shit tarot deck to kind of give us some direct answers or guidance on what we need to work on or possibly what we need to release to move into 2020 so that things can run a little bit smoother. For some people, you may have already been working on this throughout the year. You may be at the end of your healing with certain things. For a few, you may not even know what needs to be healed to move you into 2020. So, this is kind of to help maybe let go of things that are dead weight to you that may hold you back next year and maybe give you something to focus on to help you with your growth. So we're going to get into it. So Gemini. What do they need to release, Spirit? What do they need to work on to have a better year? Gemini. Let's see. All right, let's see what we got. The appearance of this card suggests a vacation or a move is long overdue. A change in physical environment will improve your spiritual and physical well-being. Consider it an energetic reset button. This card appears to those who have very high standards. It serves as a reminder to first hold yourself to those standards before pushing others to change. If you discover that your expectations don't work for yourself, they certainly will not work for those around you. Be flexible and forgiving of yourself and others. Explore a new sexual relationship. Don't make it weird. Don't get attached to the idea of commitment. Just get laid and remember to be safe. It's time to get angry and stand up for yourself. Try not to speak through your emotions, but instead communicate from a clear, centered place. This card is a reminder that you can't control everything. Change is inevitable. If you resist it, you will only make the transition more painful for yourself. Use this opportunity to find acceptance and humor in a serious situation. You are full of excuses at the moment. No matter how right you believe you are, try shifting the pattern by taking this problem vertically and accepting some responsibility for your actions. Okay, so let's go ahead and go with the last one first. You're full of excuses. This is basically showing some of you may have some things that you want to do. I want to go back to school, but I want a new job, but I want to find an apartment, but it's showing that you have a blockage that is keeping you from continuing your movement forward, which means that you get to a certain point and you stop. And then instead of finding a solution, you let it be. It's like, well, I'm not going to push any further because it won't happen or it shouldn't happen. For some of you, you're going to have to get past this wall, whether you have to climb over it, break it through or whatever, because it's showing that right now you have opportunities that are open to you, but you may not be taking full advantage of it because you're allowing yourself to be limited. Now, this could be your environment that's helping do this for you. You know, oh, I want a new apartment, but I'm paying rent with somebody else. Got to find a solution. You know, I want a new job, but, you know, they may not call me back. Well, you got to put the resume in, you got to follow up. So there are things that you can do to push through this, but it is showing right now that you got to take accountability and responsibility for the things that are not flowing right for you. Things that you could be subconsciously self-sabotaging yourself on or subconsciously stopping yourself so that you don't follow through. It's like completing a project and then getting distracted and saying, I want to do something else, but you haven't completed the project. And then when you go back to it, it's like, well, it should have been successful, but it didn't work out. Well, maybe it didn't work out because you didn't put everything into it. So for some of you, you're going to have to get out of this. If you're stuck in a rut or this cycle, you're going to have to break through this because it's showing that you kind of get there and then you quit. You get there, you quit, but you're not hitting the finish line. So for some of you, if you got way too many things on, it's time to prioritize and make sure that you complete. And if you are using excuses why you can't grow, it's time for you to reevaluate that and really look at yourself and try to figure out why. Why can't I do it? I should be able to do it. Spirit is telling me I can do it, so why can't I do it? So you got to look at that honestly, Gemini. Okay, the card is a reminder you can't control everything. So this is this is one of my cards I get all the time. This is about being a control freak. I want it, but I want it the way I want it. I want the new apartment, but I want it in the neighborhood I want. I want it to have as many rooms as I want. I want wood grain floors. It's almost, and it speaks to the card about expectations. Yoda speaks to the card about expectations. Sometimes what we want is not based in reality. So we have to be really clear and honest. Can I achieve that? Now, I do believe that there are no limitations, but you have to be realistic in what your goal is. And for some people, we got to start off with a small goal. Okay, I want an apartment. Let me go ahead and start looking for the apartment. Let me look at my price range. Let me look at the neighborhood that I want to be in. And then you gradually you move up. Some of you are trying to run before you crawl, before you walk. You're skipping um, steps. And it's because you might see the end picture, but I think that's where the disconnect comes in. It's like I see the end picture, but it may be too unrealistic. So instead of me doing it, I get bored or I lose interest in it because it's not coming out the way I want. So for some of you, there could be this control aspect where it's like, well, I want this, but I want it the way I want. You have cards that are showing be flexible. Be flexible. Be willing to look at different perceptions on your goal, because it is showing that for a lot of you, you can reach your goal, but you may be setting your sights too lofty. Now, I never like telling people to lower expectations, but I will say, voodoo, I will say be very realistic with expectations, Gemini. For some of you, you definitely need to be more realistic, because it's showing that then you will get where you want to be. You'll be able to get it. Now, it is showing for some of you with the vacation and the move card, some of you are going to be changing your I good love on you. I good love on you. Before I let you go. Some of you may be changing, excuse me, y'all. We got a mouthful of cat hair, and I did it to myself. Some of you may be changing locations. You may be thinking about a move. You may be looking at a new place. And it's showing for a lot of you, I feel like the energy is played out where you're at. Whether this is an environment where you live, your house, your home, or a job. I don't feel so much relationships, but I do feel like if there's control aspects in a relationship, whether this is you or another person, you may need to evaluate that. But I feel for a few of you, there is a move coming in where either you're looking at a house, you're looking at a home, and I feel like next year is your move. Like I need to do it. For a lot of you, this could be adulting. Some of you could literally be finding a place that you love and you know that it's time for you to move forward. For some of you, the place that you're staying is no longer conducive for your growth. You can't move forward, not the way you want to. And that could be where the change is coming in. For a few of you, I definitely feel like there's a relocation, but there could be overthinking it. And it may also be why you're not completing some of the things that you need to. It could be because I'm overthinking it. I know I need to do it. I know that it's the right time to do it, but how do I get to this? How do I maneuver things around? I could move this thing this way and it may work out, but so you got to make sure you don't get caught up in overthinking, Gemini. A lot of you are very intellectual. You're very grounded when it comes to what you want to do. But I think a lot of times is you get too many ideas in and it's like, how do I do it? How do I do it to the way that I want? And if you're looking for perfectionism or you're looking for the expectation to be everything that you want, you got to be flexible with yourself and understand not everything is going to go exactly the way you want. But if you get to the finish line, that's success for you, right? So another thing is with the angry card standing up. This is people that need to assert themselves where it's like, okay, I'm not happy. I want to do this. I need to communicate this with people. I need to be very bold in my conversations, especially with things that you don't want. Things that you don't want to do anymore, things that you'd rather not try, people you'd rather not be with. It's showing for a lot of you that sometimes you feel less empowered when you get around certain people. And if you can't control the situation, it makes you feel out of sorts, out of place. So for some of you're going to have to come into your power and stand in your power. I want this. I need this. I deserve this. I will do this. and then follow through with it. Because I think the problem is that you'll have people that question your path or what you're trying to do, and then there's a lack of respect from people around you, because it's like, well, you talk about it, but you're not following through, and you're like, okay, well, wait a minute, you're not giving me my respect. Some of you may have to start demanding respect from people that you're dealing with. Now, for a lot of you, don't wait until you blow up. Don't wait for somebody to push the button and then you get all upset, and it's like, I want this, I need this, and then it's a big mess. Spirit is saying that be a little bit more calculated with how you handle things. If there's a problem with people, you need to speak up. You need to be really honest about what you want, especially moving into the new year. I feel like a few of you have really just kind of gone along with programs with people. I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to, a lot of Geminis are laid back, but you do have some with that twin aspect that can get really feisty with people. And it's because they're irritated, they're frustrated. And if you are feeling that, you owe it to yourself to be honest with yourself and stand up when you need to stand up. Stop going along with shit that you don't want to do. And a lot of you are doing this. You did it this year. It's like, okay, well, I guess if you want it, I'll do it. And knowing damn well that you were frustrated or angry about it, but you went along with it. So for some of you, if you're moving into 2020 with that energy, you're still going to attract people that manipulate, people that try to play on your and I don't want to say weakness, because I don't feel Geminis are weak at all, but there could be this passive aggressive energy, and you may have people around you that know how to manipulate it. And some of you don't want to be manipulated because you understand it when it happens. You're being manipulated, and then you blow up. Spirit is saying that you need to handle that situation a little bit better. You need to start talking to people. I don't want this. I don't want to participate in this. I don't want to do this. This doesn't work for me. I appreciate what you're trying to do, but this is not what I want to do. So for a few of you, you're going to really have to speak up. Now, some of you, it looks like with love, you have love opportunities coming in, but you got to be really careful that you don't take it faster than what other people want. I feel like some of you are attracting fuck boys or fuck girls, and it's like because you want a relationship or you're looking for love, you're putting a lot more energy into it. And then when these people don't give you the same energy, you're like, well, what the hell? Spirit is saying what you need to do is put yourself out there. Start dating. Start learning how to date. Start learning how to communicate with people, feel comfortable with people. Learn how to ask for what you want in a relationship. If you're looking for a relationship, that should be the first thing that you put out on the table. If somebody doesn't feel the same way or they're not giving you that same energy, all right, peace out, I'm gone. Don't make it into something that it's not. Spirit is saying enjoy getting out there, enjoy meeting people, and let it happen organically. Don't be so quick to want to turn something into something that it's not, because for some of you, and I feel like it could have been within this year, you're attracting people that you really aren't connected to, or they're not connected to you. And it's like, I thought it was going to work out, and I feel pain, I feel rejection, and a lot of you may be going through that energy, and it's because you're looking for something, but the people that you're looking with it for are not the people. They're not your person. So you need to go into 2020 being a little bit clear about what you want, and when you see that red flag, I'm out. You're not giving me what I need. Don't get into this passive aggressive, well, I'll go along with it, but it's really not what I want. Or, I guess we can go ahead and talk, but in the long run, you know that it's not going to go anywhere because it's showing you end up getting hurt. It is showing for a lot of you that you have expectations and standards of other people around you. And sometimes you tend to gloss that or glamorize that to the person, where it's like you expect them to treat you a certain way or act a certain way because that's the way you see them. But that may not be who they really are. So make sure that if you are wearing rose-colored glasses, that you take those off so that you can see people for who they really are, what they really are, because it'll save you a lot of pain and hurt and rejection in the new year. Definitely is showing for some of you, you need to take a vacation, you need to get away, you need to recharge. You've been going the same route for a long time. Some of you are stuck in the cycle and you need the reset button. You need to go somewhere where you can say, you know what? I'm tired. I don't like doing the same thing that I'm doing. I don't want to go into the new year with this energy. It's time for me to make a change. It may be some time for you to spend alone time to get to know who you are. What do you want? Stop surrounding yourself with people that are making you feel empty. It could be the control aspect of wanting to control your environment, not wanting to be vulnerable. But I feel for some of you, you have to kind of go away to figure out who you are so that you can come back and let people know what you want. This is who I am, this is what I want, and I won't settle for less, and be really honest and bold with it. Um, don't make excuses for people anymore. Oh, well, they're this way, so this is why they do. No, 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 no. Don't do that. You get toxic people in your life and they're toxic, you need to go ahead and start putting some boundaries up, or either backing away from these people. For some of you, you could be exploring friendships that really aren't friendships. And it's because of comfort levels, or it's almost like the beast I know. I don't want to learn new people because then I got to figure all that shit out. So I'm going to stick with the people and the things that I know. Thing about it is that it's causing you to be very stagnant and unhappy and very passive aggressive, because it's like, okay, I'll deal with you, but then you piss me off. I'll deal with you, but then I get angry with you. Or I deal with you like my son, who's a Gemini. Everybody's stupid. You're either smart or you're stupid. There's no in between with him. And the thing is, if you're stupid, I can't fuck with you. So some of you may be having that energy, but for a few, it's going back and forth. You're stupid, but I gotta fuck with you for whatever reason. And for some of you, you're controlling your environment. You're controlling the people that you put in your environment. And you got to be really careful that you're not putting people around you so that you can feel comfortable, but you're not getting what you want. In the end, you're not happy. You're settling for friendships. You're settling for connections, but you're not happy. And I would suggest moving into 2020, cutting that off. You deserve to have who you want. You deserve to have what you want. Why would you settle? You're in an age where you're very smart. Technology is your thing. A lot of you are really connected to it, and you grow. You have the charisma to put yourself out there. Why would you settle? Why would you downplay who you are to make other people comfortable? Especially at the end of the day when it makes you upset. You don't need to do that. If you have to sit up there and pretend to be somebody else to feel connected to people, then you've already lost the game, Gemini. A lot of you don't want to play that game anymore. You want to be more authentic. You want to feel like you're in control of your destiny. And for some of you, you're going to have to learn how to navigate it, not out of emotion, not because this is what I feel, but from a more logical standpoint. So some of you, depending on what other planets you have in, could be going off too much of emotion. Now it's time to be a little bit more calculating. This is my plan. This is what I want. This is how I'm going to get there. And there is no buts or excuses or blocks. I can make this happen. You're very intelligent. You can think circles around a lot of signs. A lot of you have that ability to really raise up and put yourself in the limelight, but you have to let go of false expectations, seeing things the way that you want to see them versus seeing things the way they really are, and setting your boundaries with people. You really need to work on boundaries, and also on the idea of feeling like you have to settle. You don't. You can have exactly what you want, but you got to figure out how to get there. And you can. I know you can, Gemini. All right, you guys. Love you.